Welcome. I'm so glad to have you here with me today. The topic today is daily angelic protection, and I'm going to go into specifics of how you can achieve that. And first, I want to say hello to my listeners in Queens, New York. I see you on my stats list week after week, so I'm very honored that you tune into my show. Thank you so much. Let's get into this about daily connection. Sometimes people have this idea like you have to set aside, and it's not a bad idea, setting aside some time to communicate with your angels. Personally, I do it all through my day, but that special time for me is when I go to bed and I turn off the light and I just talk to my angels and listen to them and kind of watch the beauty of their light. And that's great and that's special, and that's a good time for me to be completely quiet and tune in and receive their words and their healing. But what I want to talk about is how to bring your angels, we're talking about your personal angelic team, into your life in a more present way day after day. So one of the things, talk to your angels throughout the day. Even if you have not yet been able to get your skill to the level of where you hear your angels talking, understand that they hear everything you say, everything. And I know this because when people come see me for angelic communications, their angels are talking about things that the clients have said to them. And they're very clearly aware of what's going on. And of course, because each one of us has some angels that are with us literally every second of our lives. So it makes sense that they would be completely tuned into everything happening in our life, everything we're dealing with, our achievements, our opportunities. They know, and it's kind of nice. It's kind of funny if you ever come to Sedona Soul Sisters. It's kind of funny. My office was there. Now I've moved it, but I'm still part owner of it. But the three of us would walk around the office and all of us would be talking to our angels throughout the day. So we're never quite sure. Are you talking to me? Are you talking to your angels? And pretty soon we just pretty much assume if they're not looking directly at you, they're talking to their angels. So once you have that kind of relationship, it's your best friends in the world, your closest confidants who are walking around with you step by step every moment of your life. And a long time ago, like I can't even think of the last time I had any kind of reading done that's anything where I'm trying to get information, because I have my angels. And if I can't get something myself, I'm talking to my angels. And I know sometimes, like when I ask them something and they don't give me a response, they're not supposed to tell me that right now. Well, I'm not supposed to know that information. The timing's not right. But it doesn't matter, because you just need to talk to them. They need to know that you're aware of their presence. You're thinking of them. You are feeling them around you. You're just accepting the knowledge that your angels are there in your presence all the time. They love it when you talk to them, and it will increase the opportunity for you to start hearing them respond to you as well. So the second thing is, ask them for guidance for specific issues. So let's say that you are at, let's say, a health food store, and you're looking for something that's going to be helpful for you for a specific issue. It's a good idea to talk to their nutritionist or the herbalist who's working there, sure. But if she recommends like anything in this section would be good, then you can pick up each one and ask your angels, is this the one that's in my best and highest good? And if your angels give you their yes, then you're going to know. How do you know what your angel's yes is? You ask your angels, please let me feel what yes feels like from you. Now, in order to get this, you first have to be able to feel the energy of your angels, because what they're going to do is use the way that you feel them to give you a yes, a kind of, or a no. So for me, my yes from angels is a massive rush of angelic energy that goes just down my entire body. The more adamant they are about the yes, the more strong I feel that yes go through me. If it's a maybe, I feel sort of wishy-washy energy, like it's intermittent, it's not that strong. And if it's a no, I get nothing at all. So you can even ask your angels questions. I hope you're understanding this. Like, you don't even have to hear them talk to get their feedback on things. So another thing too would be, let's say you meet somebody and you're considering some sort of relationship with them, whether it's business, personal, romantic, and you're not sure. There's something about them you're just not sure, which is your intuition talking to you. Then you can ask your angels, hey, is getting involved with this person in my best and highest good? And in the beginning, I expect, once you know how you feel the energy of angels, and you can get your yes, your no, that you're going to get a lot of feedback that way. But what's really interesting, like the whole point of this daily connection with angels, is to open yourself up more to receiving connection with them, to telling them through your actions and your words that you're really into angels, you desire that relationship, you fully desire their guidance in your life. It's something happens within our brain. There is barriers. I was just talking about this with somebody yesterday, and it was a client, and they were asking about, like, when children are really small and they tend to see angels and spirit, and then around age 4 or 5 they stop. And well, not all, because I never did, and I know plenty of other people who never did. But the reason we do is not always society or our family or religion that puts a barrier in us that prevents us from experiencing those things, but it's just a barrier that comes up. And I think it can be put there consciously, subconsciously, or externally. But the point is that most people have those barriers within their mind and within their heart that keep them from believing in angels, from accepting that they have angels. They might think, well, bad things have happened to me, so clearly I don't have angels. Oh my goodness. So many horrible things have happened to me in my life, which I will talk about in an upcoming episode, some of that, but I'm survived it, and you did too. It has nothing to do with not having angels or God not loving you or your angels not being there or caring about you. It has nothing to do with that. You all have angels. Every one of you listening out there or watching on YouTube, you have angels. Trust me. I've never seen a person, and in my life, I'm over 60. I've met a lot of people in my life. I've had a lot of public career positions, meet thousands and thousands of people, and always I see their angels. Always. Even the people who are not fabulous people, their angels are right there with them, letting them make their decisions, learn their life lessons, and figure things out. So just so you know, I'm not special. No one's special because they have angels. That's something God gives to all of us. So I guess we're all special in that way. So they love it when you ask them for guidance. That's the reason they're with us. That, your main angels, other guides and angels called in to assist you for as long as you need them. They're there for a reason, and they get excited and they are so happy when you start building a relationship with them, because they know they're going to be able to do their job. They're going to be able to help you in so many areas of life, and you're going to be able to avoid a lot of pitfalls. But first, you got to do the work to build this relationship. So this is a great way to just make angels feel real in your life, in your heart, and in your mind, because they are. So I wanted to bring this in and show you, but you'll just have to deal with it. It's a good idea to have like a little angelic space in your home or your office. For me, it's both. So in my home, I have a beautiful angel statue that I found that she's holding a tray. And in that tray, I have put all these different crystals and stones that are associated with angels. And then some my grandsons gave me that are just lovely. And my daughter gave me a couple. And then around the base of it, I have these really beautiful, clear blues, like little river rock stones, but they're beads. And I love that because it's in my living room. And as I'm sitting on my sofa, I can see her in my line of sight, and it keeps angels forefront in my mind. And interestingly, I didn't expect this, but once I put her in my living room, that's where I tend to see a lot of angelic manifestation. And I feel them coming in as I say this. So it's sort of like saying, angels, you're welcome in my home. Angels, I love angels. And I'll see their lights around that little statue a lot. In my office here, I'll turn off the background for a moment so those of you who are watching can see, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So behind me, I have one angel painting, a little angel painting, and above that's angel wings. Right here in front of me, what my clients look at is this big, beautiful angelic painting. And then over to the right are these big, sparkly 3D angel wings. So even in my office, like I've always had a lot of angelic art. And number one, it makes me very happy. Just being able to see that makes me feel really good. I love just bringing that into the space, and you can do that too. You can put it wherever you want. You can have an angel in every room. My friend and I ate at a place in Sedona yesterday called the Angel Kitchen, and it's a Japanese restaurant. And I was sitting in one direction, she's across the table, and I said, Janet, there's angels in here. And she's like, can you feel them? And I'm like, well, I always do. But I was talking about there's a row of angel statues they have up on an upper shelf. And it just made me so happy just to see those up there. And I see angels everywhere, of course, real ones, but then it makes you start noticing the statues, the art, the paintings, the cards, all of that as well. So it's just a lovely way to bring some angelic energy into your home. Something I think is really great to do every single day when you want to have a close relationship with your angels, when you want to be able to communicate with them and hear them as well, and just to cement in your mind how very real they are. This is an exercise from my book, and I want you to just close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to make sure your feet and your legs and arms are uncrossed, and just breathe calmly in through your nose, out through your mouth, and put your attention onto your left shoulder and upper arm. And let's do a little exercise. I'm going to ask everyone who is listening and watching the angel room right now to have their master guide come forward, stand at their left side, and touch them on their upper shoulder and left arm. Now, you might feel this as chills, tingling, cooler, warmer, a gentle touch. And lately people are saying they feel like this powerful presence. And I understand what that is. Like, you don't feel anything, a sensation, but you are aware of a powerful presence. If you didn't feel it then, it's probably going to be easier for you to practice this exercise on your own every day, whenever is a quiet time for you. And don't spend more time on it than 2 to 3 minutes, because if you try to force yourself to feel it, you're just stressing yourself out and the energy gets tense, and that's not conducive for it. So do it for a couple minutes. Ask your master guide to step forward and stand at your left side and touch your left shoulder and upper arm, and just focus in on that calmly for a couple of minutes. And if you do it every single day, you will feel that. Now, when you feel it, that's how you're going to feel every angel that touches you or is near you in varying degrees. I mean, your master guide's a high-level angel, so is a guardian angel, but archangels are higher and more powerful. So I feel chills. So when an archangel comes in, I get chills so hard, head to toe. And honestly, if I had short hair, my hair would stand on end, and they almost get painful. Those chills are so intense. So just be prepared and practice that regularly until you felt it clearly several times, so you know in your heart you feel comfortable and trust that I have felt angels and this is how they feel to me. And then do it every day, because you deserve to have that incredible, peaceful, serene, joyous feeling of being touched by an angel, or yesterday I was reading for somebody and their angels came in and just like wrapped energy around them and just filled them with serenity. I felt that. I know what that's like, and you can have that too. I want you. I want you to experience this. And more importantly, your angels want you to experience all of this. We've kind of, in the modern world, over hundreds of years, we have really gotten away from our relationship with celestial beings. And it's time for us to reconnect more powerfully than before. Has nothing to do with religion. You do not have to be religious. You do not have to belong to a certain religion. Has nothing to do with that. Angels are angels. They're with you no matter what you choose to do in your life, period. So another thing is keeping an angel journal. For me, I'm very practical. I don't have separate journals for everything. I've kept journals for over 40 years now. And my journal's my journal. So in my journal, I put everything that happens, the date, the time, the beautiful angels I see, the things they tell me, the things I feel, experience, as well as other supernatural events and just amazing things, or dreams I've had that end up coming true. Everything's in one journal. Keep a journal of your practice with these skills and how you're doing and what you experienced. Keep note of finding like synchronicity in your life, such as I have white feathers in the background for a reason. My master guide has left me so many white feathers. So it's a symbol for me that my angels are with me. And it's a common one, by the way. So finding something repetitively in unusual places is a sign from your angels. So, there's lots of things to keep an eye out for, and lots of fun things you can be putting in your journal. Why do you journal it? Well, because it's impossible to remember everything that happens. There's some things are so powerful, so amazing, you'll never forget it. But for me, there's always been so much that I read back through my journal, even from 5 years ago, and I'm like, I don't even remember writing this, and it's my handwriting, and I definitely was, my details about my life in there. So it's definitely me, and nobody else is in my house. But I have forgotten about that particular incident. And interestingly, like it almost always is something that's going on again in my current life. So it's kind of good to keep track of your progress and just kind of keep track of the things you're experiencing. So another one is look for them manifesting. I don't know what's going on. I guess just the general thinning of the veil. But in all my readings lately, no matter what kind of session I'm having with clients, angels come in because I'm an angel communicator. We have a relationship, and I certainly welcome them. Sometimes it's a little bit awkward if I occasionally have a client who's like, oh, I'm not so much into angels. I'm like, do you mind if I tell you what they're saying? Yeah, I kind of want to know that. So sometimes maybe that'll be the thing that opens them up to being interested in angels and what they have to do and to offer them. So here's the way that they manifest. I'm going to go through this quickly. I mean, if you want to know more, you can read about it in my book, Let Your Angels Lead. I go into great detail about this, but in the celestial realm, angels are beings of light, just as we are when we cross. And so when angels come through, most often they show themselves as sparks of light, which are just literally little tiny bright sparks of light. They can be white, gold. Lately, I'm seeing a lot of royal blue ones. And you might initially see them in your peripheral vision, particularly starting on the left side for some reason. When you see those, don't worry about, oh, which angel is that? They work as a team. So you can just say, hello, angels, and they'll start manifesting right in front of you. And I was laughing about this. It happens to me at least once a week. I'm going to hold up a piece. I'll hold up a little, let's see, here's my, I don't want to hold up something big. So let's say I'm holding a book and I'm reading, laying on my sofa, and a ball of angelic light will open up between me and the book. So like inches from my face. And that will happen for you too. The lights will start coming into it's right in front of you. And then the angels also will start manifesting more obviously, like they can form these balls, soft balls of light. I don't mean they are a soft ball. I mean, they're soft and they're light. And they have a hazy outer edge. They're usually between the size of a baseball and a softball. And they can be multiple different colors, and honestly, sometimes they just sail across the room. Sometimes they kind of zigzag. Sometimes they pop up and disappear. Those are angels. And another thing, sometimes it's just a bright flash of white light. I see that frequently, like a old fashioned camera flash bulb goes off, lights up the room. So there's lots of different ways. Oh, one more way is sometimes I'll see the shimmer, what I call the shimmer, which is just the silvery shimmer in a vague outline of sort of humanoid almost looking, but it's a shimmer and it doesn't usually stay more than 5 seconds. So all these are different ways you might see your angels. And yes, they do appear sometimes as winged beings with beautiful faces and flowing hair and gowns, but they stopped appearing that way to me almost all the time once I hit 13 years old. Then they started just showing as beings of light, and they finally just told me, hey, this is what we look like. This is who we are. So since then, I've just seen so many. And when they come in their full glory, by the way, it's a ball of light that's about the size of a football, but not pointed at the end like a football, but it's more wide than tall. And for me, they come in like that, and the light has depth and movement, and each angel has its own color or mix of colors, or like the way the light is. Sometimes the rays of light emanate from the center. Sometimes it's marbleized, but they get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that for me, every night they generally stay up to 40 minutes. So you'll be able to, if you see something like that, you consistently see the same color, odds are you're seeing one of your primary angels, because they come in they're so often showing themselves to you. Another thing is listening for their words. I've said it before, but I can't say this enough, because I know that maybe this is the only show you've ever tuned into. You're going to hear it as thoughts in your head. And so clients, when I first started teaching Meet Your Angelic Guides, they're like, how do I know the difference between my thoughts and an angelic message? So I really paid a lot of attention to that. And honestly, they're usually out of context. So you could be writing a grocery list and you're hearing, why aren't you calling such and such? Or you need to take a class in this. You're not thinking about that. And so it leads you to think, what a weird thought, or why am I thinking of this now? Let that be your, that's a heads up for me. I'm getting an angelic message. Write it in your journal. Write the day, the time, and what you heard, because you're going to hear it again and again until you do it, till you follow the guidance. Now, sometimes, just to throw a little wrench in the works here, sometimes it's a direct answer to something you've asked or you're talking about or thinking about, but it's not words you would use. And that's another way. If it's just sort of like strikes you as curious, then it's probably not your thought. It's an angel talking to you. As an angel medium, yes, I have heard angels speak out loud, but most of the time I hear it in my head. Maybe I hear it louder and more clear than most people do, but I hear it the same way you're going to. So pay attention to that. I think that these people don't realize, if it's just a thought in your head, it's so easy to miss it, to dismiss it, to misunderstand what it is. And sometimes people think it's a worry. I'm just worrying. No, your angels are giving you a heads up about something. So they're going to get real adamant about it until you do what they say. So the next thing would be follow the guidance your angels give you. You do not want to go through dark nights of the soul. This goofball here twice, I thought I knew better, and my angels were telling me, no, that person's not good for you. They're not a good person. They're not what you think. And I'm like, oh no, they're so wonderful. I can help them be even, happier, better people. I can be good for them. And I went through 2 very long, dark nights of the soul that just about wiped me out. So I don't want anybody to have to go through that if possible. So listen to your angels, follow their guidance. And I will tell you, there's been plenty of times my angels have told me to do things that I was like, what? Why? And I just did it because I was already at the place by then that I just trusted them. If my angels are telling me to do something, I'm supposed to do it. There's a reason. It's in my best and highest good. And mysteriously, it really did turn out to be things that were just amazing. For instance, they told me to do some things that just were mind-boggling to me, that led to me being here, being in this position, like being in Sedona, doing my spiritual work full time and having written my book and have podcasts and be able to help people with their spiritual journey and their personal growth in such a deep and meaningful way. Otherwise, if I hadn't listened to them, I'd probably still be working in the field of mental health, which I loved, but it wasn't my path. My path there was over, and I was supposed to go do this work full time. So sometimes we have to do things, where they guide us to do things we don't want to do. We're scared to do. We're reluctant to do. It's not uncommon that you're going to feel that way. That's why you need to develop the trust and come to a place where you read back what your angels told you to do, and you think, okay, I did that. Now, what was the outcome? Did it go bad? Did it turn out to be a horrible thing for you, what they guided you to do? Or was it something that really benefited your life? That's going to help you trust in your words of your angels, their guidance, and make it easier for you to listen to them to do what they ask you to do. So another thing is thanking your angels and God for your blessings. I just think it is so important to come from a place of gratitude. So every morning before I get out of bed, I'm like, thank you, God and angels, for a beautiful home, for a reliable car, for good food to eat, wonderful friends, loving family, whatever comes to my mind. I try to get at least 5 things, and I feel it. That's the thing. I don't just say it, man, I feel it to the depths of my heart and soul. I mean it. It makes me want to cry. I feel so grateful for my blessings. And then at night before I go to sleep, just before I start talking to my angels, I will do my gratitude, because it's very important to keep in the forefront of your mind the good things happening in your life, the blessings you have. And sometimes they might be very basic, like, I'm glad I have a car to live in. I'm glad I can get a box of food for free. Whatever the basics may be, there's always some blessings. I'm glad I have a friend who's there for me, somebody who cares about me. I'm so grateful that I have God in my heart, that I have my angels on my team. Basic things, focus on what's there. And it doesn't need to be the same things all the time. As a matter of fact, I'd be surprised if it was, because you do it in the morning, you do it at night. It's whatever's in your heart at the moment, whatever comes to mind first. There's some basics for me that don't change, but there's some that I definitely change up day to day. And sometimes I like to list more than 10. I feel like I have been incredibly blessed in my life. There's been a lot of awful things, but I've been incredibly blessed despite that. And I know that. So really focus on that. It's so important for you to come from a place of abundance and gratitude. And abundance is not about money. Money's a small part of it. Abundance is everything in your life that makes it feel full and rich and makes you love your life, that feels so good. So money, having enough money can be a part of it, but abundance, think about just having what means the most to you, that makes your life full, rich, and good. So all of these steps, I hope you can implement them all eventually, but start with one. Implement one, start it today, and do it for a week or two, and then introduce a second one in there and make it a habit. If you make something a habit for 2 weeks, you're likely to stick with it. If you try to do too much at once, it's overwhelming, unlikely to become part of your daily routine. The goal is to make these things part of your daily routine. So a lot of the time, you don't even have to think about it. You're just doing it. And what's interesting is that as you make these things part of your daily routine, you take a quick sip of water. It's Arizona dry. You'll find that you start feeling your angels. You're hearing your angels. You're seeing your angels, because slowly and surely those barriers that were within you, for however they got there, they're coming down. They're going away. They're melting away. And just suddenly one day you'll be, oh my gosh, I'll get an email from you saying, Ivory, I saw an angel today. And it happens to me regularly. Some of my clients who initially are like, I just have tried and tried. I'm like, you're trying too hard. So ease up, be gentle with yourself always, be patient, because everything must unfold in divine time. And if it's not time for you to experience something, you can't make it happen. You'll just exhaust yourself and frustrate yourself. And that's not what I'm recommending. So take it easy. And I will write a blog post that has all of these suggestions in it for injecting connection with your angels on a daily basis, so that you can see it there. It'll be easy for you. You don't have to listen to the show over and over unless you just love it that much. Thank you for tuning in today. I'm so glad to be able to share some more information with you, and join me next Sunday. The topic is Archangel Sandalphon. That is the archangel of music, poetry, and prayer. I think you'll find that information so interesting, and there'll be some invocations you can put into practice in your life to have Archangel Sandalphon help you. In the meantime, may your angels surround you. May your angels protect you every moment, every day of your life. I'll see you next week.